Good afternoon. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News. More than 60,000 people are commenting on a pivotal new Forest Service policy. This policy admits climate change is leading to drought, fire, and extreme weather all across the U.S. It would tell the Forest Service how to manage its public lands to combat climate change. The Eagle Summit Wilderness Alliance calls this policy a once-in-a-generation opportunity to shape the woods around you. But many commenters say the policy does not go far enough to protect old-growth forest and wetlands. And thousands are using form letters to reach policymakers. These form letters are coming from nature groups like Wilderness Workshop. They demand better protection, saying old-growth forest captures carbon from emissions. They claim biodiversity is in crisis, and old-growth forest is vital for rare birds, plants, and animals. They also say this policy is missing one critical voice: indigenous tribes. Tomorrow is your final day to comment on the plan. Make your comment online through regulations.gov, searching forest and grassland climate resilience. This week on the State of Summit, we're taking a look at revenue highlights as local towns are getting ready for next year's budgets. Tax revenue for almost every local town is higher than it was last year, except for Breckenridge. Construction, grocery stores, pot shops, and short-term rentals are losing money in Breck this year, down a combined 1%. In Frisco, where total revenues are up, spring break was slower. It's also down about 1%. Silverthorne is still compiling the latest data. A report from April shows spring break was up, while February and April were down. Silverthorne lodging was cut in half from last year in April. Dillon is also still working on its latest data, but a new financial audit shows this past year, 2022, was a monster. The town made nearly $5 million, most of it from new taxes on rentals and increased spending townwide. Tune in again next week for the State of Summit on Krystal 93. Summit School District welcomes Kirsten Anderson as the new Director of Communications. Anderson was most recently Comms Director for the town of Dillon. She takes over for Andrea Ritter, who is leaving the county with her husband, former Summit High Principal Tim Ritter. He is now the Director of Teaching and Learning in Steamboat Springs. First day of school here in Summit? It's less than a month away, August 15th. Coming to Frisco tomorrow is the alleged first formal gathering of Summit County Libertarians. A local group, Come to the Table, also known as CT3, is hosting a representative from the Colorado Libertarian Party. CT3 says this is the first meeting of its kind here in Summit. That meeting is tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. at Ollie's in Frisco. Local fire danger remains moderate today in Summit County with no fire restrictions. And in local sports, be ready for trail closures now through October on popular trails just north of Breck. Staggered closures are coming soon to Hard Luck, the Flumes Trails, and other routes near Gold Run Road. The county and the town are clearing deadfall for wildfire mitigation. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News.